All right, if you're running a Kubernetes cluster that's growing fast, you know the feeling. Your app is scaling beautifully, but in the background, a huge logging nightmare is starting to brew. Today, we're going to talk about a really simple fix for that massive headache.
So let's just ask the question straight up. Is your Azure Kubernetes service, your AKS cluster, just generating way more logs than you can actually collect? It's a super common scaling problem, right? You add more pods, more services, and pretty soon the sheer amount of data is just overwhelming. Now, the main tool we're talking about here is Container Insights. You probably know it. It's Azure Monitor's go-to for pulling all that super valuable log data out of your AKS clusters. It's a great tool, but as we're about to see, even the most powerful tools can hit a wall. And that brings us to the Log Overload Challenge. I love that subtitle, when your logs become a fire hose, because that's exactly what it feels like. You go from this nice, manageable stream of data to an out-of-control fire hose. You know, the root of the problem is actually pretty simple. As your cluster gets bigger, your log volume just skyrockets. But the standard collection capacity, it just wasn't built to keep up. And that gap between the two creates this major bottleneck in your whole data pipeline.
And the fallout from that bottleneck is, well, it's very real. Imagine you're trying to debug a critical issue in production. The absolute last thing you need is to find out your insights are delayed, or even worse, that there are just gaps in your logs where data got dropped because the system couldn't handle it. That is the developer's worst nightmare.
But what if there was a fix for this already built right in? Well, that's what brings us to high scale mode. This is Azure's answer to that data fire hose. And here's the big news. This isn't some beta feature anymore. High scale mode in Container Insights is now generally available. It's out of preview, it's been battle tested, and it is ready for you to use in your production environments like today. So what does it actually do? To put it really simply, it just delivers way higher throughput. High-scale mode is specifically designed to handle that crazy volume of log data and just get rid of that bottleneck for good. And this is where things get really cool. You might hear high scale and think, oh great, here comes a ton of complex configuration. But the secret sauce here is the automation. In fact, I think this quote from the official announcement just says it all. All the changes are made in the background by the service and do not require input or configuration from customers. It just works. You don't have to do a thing. So, what's actually happening behind the curtain? Well, first, the service is smart. It automatically detects that your cluster needs more juice. Then, it starts making a whole bunch of configuration changes all in the background. And finally, it completely optimizes the entire data pipeline so it can handle that increased volume without breaking a sweat. This comparison really shows you how powerful this is. Look at what you have to do. Enable the feature. That's your entire to-do list. Meanwhile, Azure is handling all the complicated stuff in the background, managing configurations, adjusting resources automatically, all of it. That incredible simplicity is the real key here.
So, let's talk about the payoff. What do you get for flipping that one switch? Well, you're turning that data bottleneck into a data superhighway.
And this right here is the after picture. With standard mode, you've got a ceiling on your throughput. But with high scale mode enabled, boom, the capacity is just so much higher. The difference is night and day, and it means you can finally trust that your logs will be there when you need them, no matter how fast your cluster decides to grow.
Okay, so let's wrap this up with the most important things to remember. First, that huge problem of hitting log collection limits in big AKS clusters, it's solved. The main benefit you get is just a massive boost in log throughput. And the real game-changing advantage? It's zero configuration. It's completely automated for you.
So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. Now that these technical logging limits are gone, what new patterns, what new efficiencies, what critical insights are you going to uncover in your data that you couldn't even see before?